So this is one of our AEDs. We were ready to install this in the school, but it rejected us.
Tobias Zhang says his high school and the Vancouver School Board has denied his request to install an automated external defibrillator, or an AED, after witnessing his best friend go into cardiac arrest, resulting in a tragic and sudden death. This happened during grade 9 basketball tryouts at Point Grey Secondary 2 years ago.
I found the body of my friend. He was lying on the floor. He was unconscious and there was no pulse. And his body was turning purple from the lack of oxygen.
Zhang says at the time his friend went into cardiac arrest, the 911 dispatcher advised them to use an AED, which the school did not have. Students had to run to the closest pharmacy to obtain one, which was 5 blocks away from their school.
Whose life was unjustifiably taken away due to a lack of protocol and a lack of action from the VSB itself. It's really disheartening and hurtful to see and hear.
Despite his friend's death, Zhang says his school and VSB refused their donation of an AED, which he and his friends purchased through fundraising efforts.
They were worried about the installation and maintenance costs. They were worried about the equality between the schools, and then they were also worried about that the risks of cardiac arrest in children were too low.
I have a lot of family in healthcare, and they're all telling me that this is insane, like a student's life should matter more than the cost of an AED.
The bare minimum, they should be in every single school. The cost of 100 AEDs doesn't compare to the cost of one human life.
Dr. Sanjiv Gandhi says cardiac arrest can happen at any age, and when the heart stops pumping blood to vital organs, permanent brain damage can occur just after 6 minutes, which is why he says it's important to have AEDs in all schools.
I've heard the argument too that, we have to train people and there's liability issues. That's all hogwash to be honest with you. These are very self-explanatory devices.
In a statement, the Vancouver School Board says in part, it adheres to the guidance provided by the Provincial Health Officer and the Vancouver Coastal Health Authority, and have AEDs in select schools. Like any specialized medical device, a lot of factors must be considered, including things like maintenance, inspection, location for access, and many other factors, so the devices are in place and sustainable. For Zhang, despite his school's rejection, he says he will keep fighting to have his demands met.
To me, it just made no sense to not have these AEDs, so I thought this was an issue that we could fight for, so we decided to keep pushing.
In Vancouver, Angela Bauer, City News.